Chris and I forgot to mention this, is qualified under what we're going to call a special contributor. And each year there might be one or two people, we don't know yet, but special contributors, people that did things for the league, whether, not necessarily players. And could be managers, could be umpires, could be broadcasters, could be owners, could be who knows what. But we're going to look at those individuals as well. But the next thing that we wanted to do was have each year as an honor, go back over the course of time in the league and honor what we call a special moment. And just call it the moment. And we had some very outstanding moments obviously in the previous 21 years. But there was one, and I was fortunate enough to see it. It was the most amazing feat that I've seen on a baseball field. But the funny thing with it was that you didn't know it was happening until we were starting to get late in the game. You just didn't realize what all was happening. You said, oh, boy, there's a lot of strikeouts. Man, that's got to run. Oh, but like the sixth inning, he's got like 16, 17 strikeouts. I mean, what the heck is going on? And the game was on TV. It was at London. It was opening night. And I was there because it was, as everybody knows, London had won the championship in '99, so opening night I'm always in their ballparks to give them their pennant and help pass out their rings and all that kind of good stuff. And so I'm there, and I guess Bob Feller was there that night as well. And the Hall of Famer Bob Feller, who told Brett he needed more stuff than he was showing to have success in the game that night. But I was sitting there, we're watching this thing, and here comes, boom, before you know it, the game's over, and they're playing the Chillicothe Paints, which was a really good team. He gave a home run, and the only run was a home run to a guy by the name of Mike Cervenak. It will probably be a Frontier League Hall of Famer one day, and is one of our 3 position players to make it to the big leagues out of the Frontier League. That's what the home run off of. But I'm going to have this young man come up and talk about the most improbable moment in Frontier League history. I was privileged to see it. He did it. Andy McCauley was his manager. Bruce Gray was his pitching coach, Brett's dad. And Brett, come on up and let's tell the whole story. Don't leave out a detail. Brett Gray. 25 strikeouts in 1 game.
Thanks very much, everybody, obviously, for recognizing this moment. It's, I guess, my claim to fame. Opening night in London, Ontario. We won the championship the year before, which was actually my fondest memory of ever playing baseball my entire life. Above and beyond this game, above and beyond anything I did with Cincinnati or Team Canada or anything like that. So, so we did a ring ceremony. I don't know if any of you pitchers with this year's All-Star game were prima donnas, but I might have been one a little bit. On game day, it was my day, and didn't talk to anybody, didn't want anything to do with anybody. I wanted, this is my day, don't bug me. Every other day I was a good guy. I'd shag and do all that stuff. So we do, we're doing ring ceremonies. I think we started at 7:05 was our normal start time, and I'm warming up, and I am god awful as usual. Bouncing curveballs, throwing fastballs over the catcher's head. Typical warm-up for me. But the ring ceremony, as they always do, gets delayed. So we were into 7:15, 7:20, and my dad's the pitching coach, and he's saying, dude, just quit throwing. I'm like, I can't. Once I start, I can't stop. Right? I gotta go. So I'm probably at 90 pitches in the pen by the time I get to the mound. And I catch the ball, I throw it to him, and I walk off. I don't talk to him or the catcher. At this point, I'm pissed off. So I'm heading to the dugout, and he says, how you feeling, shooter? I said, I'll give you 2 innings. That's it. Give you 2 innings, and I'm done, because I've thrown 100 pitches already. So in London, I don't know how many guys played there. I know Fran. You guys, Kurt played there, but there's terrible shadows. Innings 1 and 2, sometimes 3, you can't see. So if you go out and spin a curveball for a strike, you'll 9 strikeouts through 3 innings isn't undoable, and it happened that night. So nothing out of the, like it was out of the ordinary to an extent, but nothing crazy. Inning 4, I struck out 4 with a passed ball. Inning 5, I had a couple. Inning 6, 3. So I had, after 6 innings, I had 18 strikeouts. And I'm, at this point, it's not a no-hitter. I've given up the bomb to Servanac, which was usual. I couldn't go a game without giving up a bomb. In fact, I'm pretty sure that each guy inducted today, I did strike you guys out at least once, but each and every guy got me with a home run for sure, guaranteed. So we get to inning 6, and I'm sitting at one end of the dugout, and no one's near me. I mean, no one's within 20 feet of me. And my dad's patient, and he's the most relaxed pitching coach you've ever seen. Like you give up bombs, you strike dudes out, it doesn't matter. He's the same guy all the time, but I can see him pacing. So I got my head down, and the game goes on. So after the 7th, I strike out 3 more. I've got 21. He's pacing. He's a little closer to me now. So he's a little closer to the middle of the dugout. So he finally comes over and he says, "There's a lot of kids here. You know what the F you're doing?" And I said, "I'm pitching." He said, "Do you know what's going on right now?" And I said, "Look, just leave me alone. I'm dying out there. I'm out of gas." But I kicked him out of the game, obviously, and so he leaves me alone. So I talked to Andy before the game. Make a short story long. My wife I'd been engaged to her since 1997-ish. And she had always told me there's no way I'm marrying you while you're playing pro ball. Like, I'm not doing the whole packing the kids and going town to town. I said, no problem. We won at 99. I said, after, I want to play one more year in 2000 in London to see if we can repeat. That's it, I'll retire. Promise. I promise I'll retire. So actually, John Kuhn, who was our owner, got her a good job. She was running the beer garden. It was awesome. Everything was good. We were going to have a good summer and then start our lives. I'd had a great experience with the Frontier League. Had played 2 years of pro ball and I was happy. 3 years, I guess it would have been. So I told Andy before the game, I said, look, it's only fitting for me. I'm going to ask my dad, who was my pitching coach, to be my best man on the mound. Here, I'll just care about that too. So I said, no matter what happens, if I get shelled, pulled in first, 5th, 7th, when he comes out, send him to pull me, not you this time. Just this one time, send him to pull me. So I'm 8th inning comes around, I strike out 3 more, I got 24. And I'm going out for the 9th. I'm only at like 180 pitches to it this point. So I'm pointing back to the dugout, and I tell Andy, I'm looking at him, I said, is he coming? He's like, he's not coming. So I'm pointing and I'm screaming and yelling as I'm going out. It'll be a packed house too, and people, it's supposed to be a great night. I'm yelling at my manager as I'm going out for the 9th. You better send him, he's got to come out, So he didn't want to come, she didn't want to, he thought it would be like showing up the other team, which it couldn't have been further from that. So he stopped, and was it Jamie Keith the 3rd? Who was the 3rd? Chillicothe that night. Who was coaching 3rd? Yeah, so you stopped, and he stopped, talked to Jamie. He said, look, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell he wants, but I got to go to the mound. And so he did. Asked him to be my best man. We both started to cry, and the next 2 guys made contact. So, so it maybe could have been 27, but the next 2 guys popped up. And that's the question I'm always asked is were you really disappointed that you didn't get the last 2? And I said no, because I couldn't feel my feet, my arm, my legs, and I was done. I don't know how many pitches I ended up throwing that night, but it was a ton. And the thing in the next day must have been the greatest day of your life. I said I couldn't walk, so it wasn't that good at all. So it was an incredible night. It was my 15 minutes. So I wanted to have 5 good years with Cincinnati after that, and return to play for Andy McCauley 1 more year in the Northern. So yeah, it was awesome. To be honored for this moment is an absolute honor for me. Thank you to Bill, the committee, Andy McCauley, my dad Bruce. These guys hit it on the head. It's a family. You don't know when it's going to end, and you don't know how long you get. But to be part of this is huge. Don't forget it, guys. Congratulations to you guys, by the way, the All-Stars, but don't forget it. And if you get a chance to move on, don't forget where you came from.